Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel SummarizedAI. Can you believe if I tell you that this page got created using Python? We have the page title and we have paragraph. After that, we have included the image and then we have columns. In this column, we have one side title and paragraph, then we have image. We have button also, and then we have table, we have tab, and then we have accordion. Okay. And if I go to my next tab, here I have created a beautiful form having all those fields what we have in HTML. Everything from text field to radio button checkbox drop down. We have time also. We have multi-select. We have password. We have date also here. Okay. And apart from this, we have one more page where we have created bar chart, line chart, everything and all using only one Python library as a Streamlit. So as part of this tutorial, we will talk about Streamlit in detail and I will try to cover most of the key features we have available in Streamlit. So Streamlit is an open source Python framework that allows you to quickly build and share interactive web applications, especially for machine learning, data science, and AI projects using Python. Now, Streamlit is purely require a Python development to develop the app. And here you don't need to know and learn anything like HTML, CSS, or JavaScript. Also, if you have some data and you wish to show it on the front end to create an interactive view without spending hours on web development, that's exactly where this Streamlit comes in picture. And also, Streamlit allows you to turn your Python code and data into a beautiful interactive web development with just a few lines of code. We will go ahead and do the development, and in that development, you will be seeing we are able to create this page with the very limited Python code. Yep. Now, Streamlit is very popular and flexible due to its fast development, no front-end code needed, only Python. Great for data science, and most important, it supports NumPy, Panda, Matplotlib, Altair, and many more Python libraries. Also, easy for sharing and we can deploy same on Streamlit.io or host it on our server, which we will be doing in this video. As part of this video, we will explore most of the key features available in Streamlit. So without any delay, let's jump right in and get started. Okay. So first we will try to create this particular page. Okay, we will create a copy of this page and then we will be going with this form and then this bar chart and line chart. Now let me go back to my Visual Studio. Let's create one of the file streamlit underscore page dot py. Okay. Now before I go ahead and start the development, the very minimal thing, the bare minimum what we require is this package, Streamlit package. So you have to go to your command prompt and run this particular command as pip installed Streamlit. Okay. Once you will run this command, your Streamlit will get installed in your local. Okay. Now, once it is there, you can go ahead and start the development. I'm already having this particular Python library in my local, so that's where I'm not going to reinstall it again. You can go ahead and run this command. Once it is done, you can start the development. So I'm going and starting the development without wasting time. Now, very first thing, let's import Streamlit, okay? Streamlit as st. Now, after this, what we were seeing here, we were seeing a title, okay? So create a title, something like this. We will require one field which says st dot title. Okay, and if I keep this inside this, okay, and if I go ahead and run this particular code, let's see, Streamlit run Streamlit page. Okay, let's see. Okay, you will see this title starts coming here. Okay, now after this title, we have some paragraph. So to get these paragraphs, we are going to use st dot text. Okay, now in the st dot text, I will be copying things one by one. So first is this one, copy and then paste, and then again come down and then say st dot text. Then you can copy paste this. Then again you can do same for the last one also. Now this was all about the paragraph. Okay, so we have just created a paragraph. Let me go back to my last page and refresh it. You would see we are able to see the paragraph. So you saw I have started the server. Okay, Streamlit run and the file name. And you see I did not run that command again. I just made the change and refresh the page. I'm able to see the latest change here. Okay, great. Now after this thing, we have an image here. Okay, so let me gather the path of this image. Right click, go to src and copy this image path. Okay, let's go back to our Visual Studio and say st dot image. Okay, now if I say st dot image, I will be able to keep this image here. Okay, now after keeping this image, I am going to say use container width true. So whatever width we have of container, take that one as 100%. Okay, save it and go back to that page again. If you refresh this page, you will be seeing this particular image got loaded. Okay, now let's go back and here, if you see, we have a divider. Okay, we have a divider, and to get this particular divider, what you can write is you can write st dot divider. Okay, and you will be start seeing that particular divider there. So let's go ahead and start this page, refresh this page. Now we got it. Now after this, we have two columns. One column is here, the left, and one column is this one. So to divide a screen into the columns, you should be saying st dot columns. Okay. Now here I'm gonna say I need two columns, column one, comma, column two. Now, as soon as we have columns, okay, yep, column, yeah, and yep, this is the gap return. So it will list of containers. It will return list of containers. That's where we are doing unpacking here. Okay. Now we got the columns. Okay. Now we have two columns, column one and column two. So what we can do is we can say with column one. Okay. Enter. Now in column one, you would be seeing we are having a title here. Correct this title here. Now it's a simple and straightforward. You can say column one dot title and provide this title here. Okay, and similar to this, you have a title for column two also. So you can say with call two, and you can say here call two dot title. Okay, things will be interesting going forward because at current point in time we are creating a page, but when we will be moving to forms and then bar chart, line chart, you will feel it is very interesting. For data science, it is really very good tool to represent your data. Yep. Now we have the title here. Now if I go back to my page and if I refresh this, you see our title is starting coming here. Okay. Now let's go ahead and copy this paragraph quickly without wasting time. So I have to add this in column 1 dot text. Okay. Now after this we have this image here. So let me get this image, but before this image we require this paragraph here. So let's go back in column 2 and add this paragraph called 2 dot text. Okay. So we have added the title and text for both the sites. Now here we have a button. Okay. But I'm already having this image available. Let me copy this image first. So this is the image path we have. And again, I'm going to say the same thing. Column 2 dot image. Okay. Now if I go back and refresh this page, I would be seeing the image here. Okay. Now after this, we have a button here. Okay. And for the button, we can use st dot button. So that will give us the button. Okay. Provide the button title. Click me. Okay. This is done. Now our column development is done. Let's save it and go back and see the view how it looks. Yep. We have this thing available. Okay. This page got created this much. Now after this, we have one more title and then we have text. We will quickly wrap that also. So we are saying st dot. St is nothing but a global object, or you can say the page object. Okay, and we are adding things into that object. So st dot title. Let's pass the title here. And apart from this, we have again a description. So let's add that description also. So st dot text here again. Then after that, we have one image. So we can say st dot image. Now you would be getting like it's really simple to create a page in Python, which is very straightforward. Yep. Let's go and copy this, paste it here. Now let's go back to our page. Refresh. Yep, we are able to see the image also. Now the interesting part will come. Now we have this particular button. Okay. And you see if I'm hovering on this button, it is showing me the redirection www.novartis.com. Okay. So for this, what we gonna do is we gonna use markdown. Okay. So we have markdown in the Streamlit, and this allows us to directly copy paste the HTML. Okay. So if I get the HTML, for example, this here, okay, and I paste it here, you will see, okay, first let's do this much, okay, and then go ahead and refresh the page. You will see we are seeing this as an HTML. Okay. Now if I go back to that page and say comma, and I'm saying unsafe allowed HTML, true. Okay. As soon as I say this and refresh the page, you would be seeing this particular button coming. Great. Now after this, we have our raw data, and this particular raw data we are getting from one of the Excel. Okay. So let me go ahead and get this Excel here. Okay. So I got the Excel here and it is having some data. Okay. Let me go ahead and okay, let me go ahead and open there and outside. Give me a minute. Documents, SummarizedAI, then we have this Streamlit. And if I open this particular file here, you will be seeing it is having some data. It is having this marketing, research, everything. And then we have progress, days required, start date, when we are going to start, and to whom it got assigned. Okay, all this information is there. And we are going to see this particular information or show this particular information as part of our data frame. Okay, so before going with that, we to understand we require one of the library which is Pandas. Okay, and that particular library will help us to create the data frame. Okay, so now again you can go back to your command prompt and you can run pip installed pandas. Okay, once it is done, what you can do, you can go back to your Visual Studio and you can say import pandas as PD. Okay, once it is imported, you can go down and you can say PD dot PD dot read Excel. Okay, PD dot read Excel, and you can provide the Excel name here, project hyphen, or let me copy, or it may be a typo also. Copy, close this, and keep it here. Okay, so we have given this, and we are going to give the sheet name also here. So sheet name is nothing but we had project name data as the sheet name. Project name data. Let me go there and open it again so that everyone is clear what I'm talking about as a sheet name. So sheet name is nothing but this one. So if you click on add and open one more, add one more sheet here, that will have a different name. So we are saying from this sheet, read this data. Okay, great. Now let's go back to our Visual Studio and start again. So here we have our Excel. Now what we can do here is we can say st.subheader. So it will add a kind of heading. Okay, and we are saying test data. Okay, and below to that we are saying st dot data frame. Okay, and in this data frame we are going to pass this particular Excel. So I'm going to say df data frame equal to that. Okay, because it will return the data frame. Now we have this particular data frame ready with us. Now what I can do here is, let me get this to the next line to more readable. Now if I go back to my page and if I refresh my page, you would be seeing this data frame loading. See, this data frame loading, having all the data what we saw earlier. Okay. Now after this, we have a tab. Okay, we have a tab in our page. That is what we saw. Okay, let's get that particular tab here because I have refreshed the page, so I've lost the earlier context. Okay, so to get the tab, it is very simple again. What you have to do is you have to see the same thing like columns. So for columns, we saw like st.columns. For tabs, we are going to say st.tabs. And here in the square brackets, we are going to provide the name of the tabs. So I'm going to say tab 1 and then tab 2. Again, we will be doing the same thing what we did here unpacking tab 1, tab 2. Okay. Now, once we have tab 1 and tab 2, in the tab 1, I can add a text. Okay. So let me do that. So tab 1 dot text. Let's get it and copy paste here. This is there. And once we have this text, I wish to have a video. Okay. So for the video, you would have got it. We have to do st.videos. st.videos will allow to have a video. Okay, and similar to st.video, just to make a point, here we have st.audio also, mp3. So you can say like st.audio and provide that path. It will start loading that audio. Okay, sorry, I have to load it into the tab 1, not st. Okay, now we have tab 2. So inside tab 2, I wish to have text. Okay, yep. So let me get this text. And after this, I wish to have an image on tab 2. So I'm not sure why it is going to tab 2 dot image. Okay, and let me gather the image path. Great. I have given the image path here, and then after this we can have one more thing. We can give here caption, and I can say public health. Okay, now this is done. We have created two tabs. One tab is having video and another tab is having the image with the text. So this is tab 1 and this is tab 2. Okay, I think I have added both the things in one. It should be tab 1. Sorry. Refresh this page, go back. You see in my tab 1 I have a video. Okay, running video. Okay, and then in tab 2 I am having an image. Okay. Now the only thing, the last thing which got left is the accordion, the expander. Okay. So let's go ahead and we can add this particular expander. So we can say expander equals to st dot expander. Okay, and we can give the title of the expander more info. Okay, and inside this we can add things. So I can say expander. Let's add the image first. Get the path. Okay, cool. Now after this we can get the text also. So I got the text. Great. So both the things we got. So here we can say expander dot image. Okay, because we were loading the image, correct? Yeah, expander dot image. Okay, and below to this we can say expander dot text and keep this text inside it. Now we have one more text, the last one. Let's say expander dot text and provide this text here. Save the page, go back to your save the code and go back to your page. You will see everything is coming. Data frame is there, tab is there, and apart from this, we have a expander, which is an accordion. If you click on this one, you will see inside it we have our image loading and we have given two paragraphs. So this is how you can create a simple page in Python. Okay, and depending on your requirement, you can add or remove the components and add the styles also. Okay. Now, after this, we have forms in Streamlit, and this is like very important. To create a form in HTML and JavaScript, we require a lot of effort, but writing the same form in Streamlit, it's like a very easy task. Okay, let's see this. We will be able to create this form in 10 minutes. Yep, let's create a file, Streamlit underscore form dot py. You can give any name, it's a custom. Let's stop the server and let me clear. Great. Now, when we go ahead and create a form, the same thing we will be required here. Import Streamlit as st. Okay. Now, from the form, if I go back to my page, I require a title, and then we have this border, and then we have again a title. Okay, kind of heading. Okay, and then we have first name field. So let's create this much first. Now, if I go back to my Visual Studio here, let's add. We know like how to add the title, correct? So st.title. Here you say user registration. Okay. Now below to this we are saying with st.form. So it will create that border and area registration underscore form. I have given this field name here. Okay. Now inside it, I am going to say st.header. Okay. And here I'm going to say personal information. Okay. That heading. Now after this, I'm going to say first name equals to st dot text input. Okay, and inside it I'm going to say first name. Okay. Now after this, we're gonna say one more thing here. Just copy paste, and here you can say last name. Okay, and here also on place of first you can say last name. Okay, now we have these two fields, first name and last name. Let's go back to first run the server. So Streamlit page, I need a form here, form.py. Okay, what is it saying? Streamlit run. Oh, Streamlit. Okay, great. Okay, now it got started, and you see we are able to get user registration as a title, heading, and then we have first name, and then we have a last name. Okay, it is saying missing submit button, so that we are going to add. No worries, this error will go away. So let's go back to our page, and as soon as we go back to our page, what we're gonna do first is we're gonna add one submit button. Okay, so for that we are going to say st dot form submit button, and you can say here register. Okay, now as soon as you submit this form, it will be coming to us. We have to define a variable which is submitted. Okay, now as soon as this form gets submit, okay, then it will go inside this if, and we can perform our operation. So for as of now, I'm going to say submitted. Okay, now if I go back to this page and refresh it, I won't be seeing that error. Okay, great. Now we have added first name and last name. Now what we gonna add here is we gonna add the radio button, and then we are going to add a date of birth. Okay, cool. So for the radio button, we have st dot radio. Okay, and inside it we can pass the label as gender, and inside this we are going to pass a list. Inside this we are going to pass male, then we are going to pass female, and then it is other. Okay, now this radio button is there. Let me create a variable and say radio button, and we have the age also, or I can say the, yeah, age. Okay, and that particular age I'm going to get in number. Okay, so I'm going to say in st dot number input. Okay, and here I'm first going to give the label age, and then I'm going to say min underscore value should be 1, and again max underscore value is going to be 120. Okay, and step one is like increment. I will show you. So if I go back here, you will see the age as a label, one, which is starting from 1. And if I increment here, so step 1, step 2, step 3, so it is going one by one. Okay, if I say step 2, then 1, 3, 5, 7. Now this is how we can create the number field and the radio button. Now after this we have date of birth. Okay, so we have to give the date field for that. So it is very simple. So st dot, you can say date input. Okay, date input, and you can pass your label here, date of birth. Okay, so this is how you will be able to get the date. If I refresh this page and go back, see, I'm able to see the date. Now once we have this date, we can go ahead and create. Let's see what we have after that. So after this we have one more section of contact information where we have email and phone number. So let's go ahead and create those. So for that, we are again gonna go and say st dot header, what we did earlier, and we are going to say contact information. Okay, now we can say here email equal to st dot text input email. Okay, now apart from this we have phone. Same thing we are going to say for the phone. So phone equals to st dot text input, and then we are going to say phone also. Phone. Okay. There's an indentation error. Let me correct it. Yep. Fine. Now let's save it and go back and quickly see. Yes, I'm able to see the contact information. Inside this, we have email and then we have phone number. Cool. Now, after this contact information, we have address. Okay, in the address, we have a country selection and then we have city and then we have zip code. Great. Let's see those. Let's go back to the Visual Studio. And again, you're gonna say st.header. Okay, st.header. Here you are going to say contact information. Okay. Now, once we have the contact information, we can say email equals to st dot, sorry, contact information is done. This one here. Okay, so we have to go for address, and in the address we require a country. So we are going to say country, and it is going to be a single select. So I'm going to say st dot select box. Okay, and inside it first we have to provide the label. Yep. After providing the label, you can provide the list of countries. So I'm going to provide USA. Okay, after USA, I'm going to provide India, and then let's provide UK, and then provide Australia, and then other. So this is we have provided the countries. Now after this we have city. So for the city it's really simple. What we did earlier, we are going to do same for this one, text input. Inside this we are going to the city. Now after city we require a zip code and postal code. So for zip code we are going to use the same thing as t dot text input, and here we're gonna say zip code. Okay, now this is my address information. Let's go back to the page and refresh it, and you will be seeing here we have address, we have this country selection, and then we have this city and zip code. Okay, if we have an API, we can give the API response here, and we will be able to load this country dynamically, the list of countries. Okay, now apart from this, let's go ahead and check the account preference section. In this, we have checkbox and some input field. So let's go ahead, t dot header, and we are saying account preferences. We are going to say username equals to st dot text underscore input, and then say choose a username. Okay, and then again we are going to say password equals to st dot text input. Okay, here, and if you see this very importantly, it's an input field, we do understand, and we are saying choose a password, but after this we are going to say type equals to it, you must say password. Okay, this is there, and the last field is we are going to say newsletter. Okay, so you can say st dot checkbox, and you can say subscribe to newsletter. Okay, now if I go back here and refresh this page, I'm seeing this account information. I can enter my username, and here I can enter my password, you see. Okay, and then here I have this checkbox. Great. Now after this we have st dot markdown again to have the heading. Okay, I just wish to show you like how we can add the heading in color. So we can say here st dot markdown. Okay, inside it we can call our HTML, which is this one. And if you remember, we have called out one attribute here, unsafe HTML to true. Okay, if I go back and refresh this page, you will be seeing this heading coming in blue. This is just to show how the CSS works here. Okay, now let's go back to the Visual Studio, and here I'm going to create multi-select. Okay, so let's say hobbies equals to st dot multi-select. Okay, and first we have to give the label because every time the first double quote will be having the label, and inside it we can pass our reading. Okay, then sports, and then we have gaming, and then we have last one music. Okay, so these are the multi-select I have given here. Great. Now if I go back and refresh this page, I'm able to see this multi-field I can select. So this multi-field I have selected. Now if I go back, okay, and you see our form is ready. Okay, but suppose if some field is empty, okay, and I wish to show the error. So what I can do here is I can write if not first underscore name or not last name. Okay, then you have to show the error. First name and last name is required. Okay, now let's go back and refresh the page and see register. It is deploying. Yep, see first name and last name is required. Okay, now if you notice we have this red in color. Okay, but what if we have this as a success? Okay, that we will see. Okay, so suppose I will not be going with all the fields. Okay, but if I have provided first name and last name. Okay, so I'm saying else if I say st dot json. Okay, and here if I say this and this and say name, first name is first underscore name, and similar to first name we can have the last name also. Okay, now here we have the last name. Now once we have this JSON, it will get printed there. So let's try this and go back, refresh the page, and I'm saying here mic and test. Now let's go ahead and register. You see our data is printing here, and the same data we can send it to the server. Okay, now the way you saw we have the error message, correct? Similar to that we have success. So if I go here and if I say success, okay, and if I'm going to say submitted, okay, let me go back and refresh the page again quickly and provide the mic and test. Okay, great, register. You see it is coming in green. It's a success. Okay, now apart from this error and success, we have info and warning also. So you can use here the info also, okay, and the warning also to show the warning. Okay, these are also we have. Now there is one more very important thing, which is the progress bar. Okay, so when you submit a form, we have to show the spinner. Okay, now to show that particular spinner, what you can say st dot spinner. Okay, and provide the line what you wish to show. So you can say submitting detail. Okay, and then inside it you can say time dot. Okay, so I have to import the time also here. So what you can do, you can say import time. That's it, done. Now after importing time, you can come here and say time dot sleep, and then you can say 3 here. Okay, so let's go back there and try to refresh this page and provide any value and try to submit. You see, submitting details, the spinner was coming. Okay, so this is how we can create the spinner also. Okay, and this is all we have with respect to the forms in Streamlit. Okay, now let's move forward and see how we can create these types of bar graph. Okay, this data frame we have already seen. We have to see the data frame which is having only two columns, which is project name and the progress, and we wish to see some bar chart or the line chart. Okay, so let's go ahead and start creating one more file, which is streamlit underscore chart.py. Okay, now on the first place, we require a streamlit. So I'm saying import streamlit as st. Okay, now apart from this streamlit as st, you would have seen earlier we were using the pandas, correct? We have to read the Excel. So pandas as pd. Okay, now, apart from Panda and PD, we will require the NumPy also as we are playing with the arrays. Yep, NP. And we require Altair also. So let's import Altair as ALT. Okay. Now, once it is done, the very first job we have to do, we require a data frame. We have to read that Excel. Okay. So the Excel reading code is already there, but I'm going to write it again. PD dot read Excel. Okay, and we have to provide the Excel name here, and then comma the sheet name equals to this. So let me copy these both the names from here wherever we have provided. Yeah, this one. So let me copy the bracket to bracket here. Okay, so now we have our data frame ready. Now to load this particular data frame, we can say st dot data frame. This is what we saw earlier, and we can say df. Okay, now we have loaded this particular data frame. So let me stop this particular server where we have submitted the information. Now let's start and run this chart. Okay, if I go back here, I would be start seeing this particular data frame we have just created. Okay, now I wish to load only two columns. Okay, and to load those two columns for a, I can say it is a sub header. Okay, and here I'm going to say project progress. Okay, here you can say selected data frame. Selected data frame, and you can see df dot data frame. Okay, not this one. Oh, sorry. Df equal to pd dot data frame. Okay, and inside this data frame, you can have. Let me make it good. So you can have the brackets, and inside it you can provide the name of your column. So I'm saying project name. Okay, and here I'm passing boss from the data frame. I just require the project name. Okay, and similar to this, we require progress, and here I'm going to write df and in the bracket progress. Okay, now once we have this, we will attach it with the Streamlit object to make it visible on the screen. So st dot data frame, and you just pass selected data frame. So if you refresh this particular page, you will start seeing this particular data frame here. Great, good, excellent. Now, let me go back here. Now we have this task progress bar chart. Okay, so how to create this bar chart? Let's see it. So if I go back to my Visual Studio, here I can see the heading st dot subheader again. Okay, and inside this I can write the task progress. Okay, and here I can say progress underscore data equals to st dot set index. Okay, did I no not dot st, sorry, df data frame, my fault. Data frame dot set index. Okay, in this text index we are going to provide the task name, and here I'm going to provide progress. Okay, two fields. Now similar to this, similar to every like other thing we did, once we have this progress data ready, we have to simply do st dot data frame and pass this particular thing here, what we did earlier here also. Okay, so once we have this, and if I go back and refresh this page, oh, I think I did something wrong there. Let me go back. Um, Set, so df dot set index, and then we have task name, and then this st dot data frame progress data. Yeah, this is correct. It should be coming here, but no, it is not there. So task progress. Okay. Now tell me what is the mistake here? So I would be saying st dot subheader progress data equals to df dot set underscore index task name, and inside this we have progress, and then st dot. Okay, my fault. It should be a bar chart. I forgot, like we are working with a bar chart. Now you have given the bar chart. Now if I go back and refresh the page, you would see the bar chart is loading. It is very simple. You have seen, like, in 2 lines of code we are able to load the bar chart. Okay, now once we are able to load this particular bar chart, now we will be going with the next one, this one, and then this one, and then this line chart. Okay, so let's go back to the Visual Studio again, and there we load this thing. Let's copy this again in place of writing and say here days required per task. Okay, now here I'm going to say days underscore data equal to df dot set index. Okay, now here also it is the same task name, but in place of taking the progress, I'm going to take the days required. Okay, days required, and then you can say st dot bar chart, and here you can pass that particular day's data. Okay, now if I go back and refresh this page, you can see you are able to see this particular bar chart available here. Okay, now after this we have two more, st dot subheader, that's given the heading, and then say number of tasks per project. Okay, now you can say here task underscore project. Okay, now equals to, you can say df, inside it you can say project name, and after having a project name you can say values count. Okay, now once you have this, you can again say the same thing as t dot bar chart, and inside it you can pass the task project. Okay, now again if I go back here and refresh it, you see I'm able to get the task per project. Okay, great. Now the very last thing which got left is the line chart. So let's see that. For that, I'm going to say progress underscore data equals to df dot set index, or what I'm gonna do here is let's down to this, and we have this progress data, correct? So this particular progress data, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to write simply a one line st dot line chart, and inside this I would be saying df progress. Okay, and below to that I'm gonna say st dot area chart. Okay, and then I'm going to say progress data. Now if I go ahead and refresh this page, you would see I'm able to get this as a line chart. Okay, this is my line chart, and the below one is nothing but my area chart. So this is how, using two lines of code, we can create the charts using Streamlit. And you would have seen like how easy it is to create a page, create a form, or dealing with the data, okay, to show the data. And that's all we have for today. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you found this video helpful and want to see more video on AI, don't forget to like and click on notification bell icon to stay updated. See you in the next video. Bye bye.